In this video, I'm going to share how I became a Stoic man in 5 easy steps. Implementing these steps made me more confident, more masculine, and unshakable, even in stressful times. Hi, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Dominic. I'm a PhD philosophy student, and on this channel, I help men cultivate the rare qualities that set them apart from others by translating timeless, masculine wisdom into practical guidance for the modern world so they can lead lives of depth, meaning, and excellence. Step 1. Design your character. In Marcus Aurelius' Meditations, in Book 1, he begins the book outlining the type of specific character traits which he thinks are valuable and worthy to embody himself. And I quote, "From my grandfather, versus decency and a mild temper. From what they say and I remember of my natural father, integrity and manliness. From my mother, piety, generosity, the avoidance of wrongdoing and even the thought of it. Also, simplicity of living, well clear of the habits of the rich." So it's interesting that Marcus Aurelius, emperor of the Roman Empire, the greatest empire at that current time in history, would focus the beginning of his book outlining the specific character traits which he wished to embody. And I think this is very, very true to the Stoics, that their character was paramount. Their actions stemmed from their character. So it's very important for them to consider exactly the type of person they wanted to be, the type of traits they wanted to have, to lead as a template for how they should behave. So how did I apply this in my life? Well, I did what Marcus Aurelius did. I outlined the exact character traits which I wish to embody. We can do this by looking at family or friends or fictional characters or even people in history. Looking at the types of things that they embodied, their character traits in which they were unbending about, that they wouldn't give up for anything. I found that this has been massively helpful for my life, because once I established what my virtues are, what my foundational character traits, this has then allowed me to go out and live, but it served as a guiding light for how I should act and behave in certain situations. So in my opinion, the Stoic man sets the standard, but importantly, he holds himself to that standard and doesn't break it for anyone. For even more weekly tips on how to become an exceptional man, please sign up to my newsletter, link in the description below. Step 2, be unshakable. In Meditations, Book 2, Paragraph 1, Marcus Aurelius states, "Say to yourself first thing in the morning, today I shall meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, aggressive, treacherous, malicious, unsocial. All this has afflicted them through their ignorance of true good and evil. But I have seen that the nature of good is what is right, and the nature of evil is what is wrong." So Marcus Aurelius is saying that he wakes up every morning knowing that people are going to treat him poorly, and he's not really bothered by it. Secondly, he thinks that people are treating others badly because they are in ignorance of what is good and what is bad, what is right and what is wrong. And they are acting they are not following through with what is right, they are just following the path of what is wrong because they haven't really thought about it, they haven't spent the time to decide what is right, what is wrong, what do I want myself to do, what do I not want myself to do. And thirdly, Marcus Aurelius points out that the worst thing that one can do is be affected by other people's actions. Marcus Aurelius states that he has already determined, he's figured out the nature of what is good, and that means therefore it is also right, and what is bad, the nature of what is bad, and therefore it is also evil. So he has already identified himself through contemplation, through study, through philosophy, what he understands of the nature of good and evil, or right and wrong. More specifically, he has a moral code that he does not want to dishonor, and that he won't let dishonor. So Marcus Aurelius protects himself from letting other people's bad deeds, their negativity, their bad actions, their bad faith affect him. Because the last thing that Marcus Aurelius wants is for his character to be changed, to be affected, to be worsened by the actions of others. And if we can go about our lives being aware that people are going to treat us poorly, knowing what is right and what is wrong, having our own moral standards and acting based on those moral standards, as well as making sure that we don't let other people affect us. So if someone treats us badly, we don't get angry and upset, and then the ripple effect of negativity passes from person to person to person, We just let them be negative, we let them be a bad person in our eyes, but we don't let that. We protect our moral character. We make sure that we are not poisoned by the bad deeds of others. Hence, the Stoic man is unshakable. Step 3. Your mindset is your superpower. Marcus Aurelius in Book 2, paragraph 415 says, "All is as thinking makes it so." All is as thinking makes it so. In Book 4, paragraph 7, he states, "Remove the judgment and you have removed the thought, I am hurt. Remove the thought, I am hurt, and the hurt itself is removed." So what he's stating here is that people's actions are in fact inert. They have no value. That being people's negative actions towards us. And internally we seem to determine the value of an action based on our ego. Our egos are very fragile. If someone barges me in the street, I think, oh, why did he do that? What a rude person, I'm hurt. But at the same time, if I think, well, maybe that person's in a rush, maybe he's busy, maybe he didn't see me, maybe I give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe if I looked at it objectively and said, okay, well, if someone barging me doesn't actually affect my life, it's just my ego that maybe is a little bit hurt by that process, So we go about in our daily lives, and we just need to remember that we can choose to be hurt emotionally by a situation or not. That we hold the power to determine how we feel internally about the external world. They say that if you have a positive mindset and you think positively about the world, positive things will happen and you'll see positivity in the world. If you think negatively internally and you have negative thoughts, negative beliefs, then when you go out in your life, you will see the negative things. And I've seen this, and it is very, very true. Marcus Aurelius also states, which ties back to our previous point, what does not make a human worse in himself cannot make his life worse either. It cannot harm him from outside or inside. So Marcus Aurelius is really saying there that things that do not affect one's inner character cannot truly harm them. Yes, you may be in the battlefield. Yes, you may be slain and die in a war, in a medieval war, but the real point Marcus Aurelius is making here is that he's trying to protect. He aims to protect his character above all. That is the foundation of his own existence. And he will protect it at all costs. And he only sees that he has been harmed when he actually has allowed someone else to harm his character. So your mindset really is your superpower. How I use this in my life is I decide that actions themselves have no value. I decide the value of those actions. Someone does something, I can decide whether it's a positive thing or a negative thing or a neutral thing. And by understanding that your mind is a superpower, you can live your life and realize that actually, so within as is without. How you think, how you believe, and how you see the world is truly how the world becomes. Step 4. Live in the present moment. Marcus Aurelius in book 3, step 4. Step 4. Live in the present moment. In book 3, paragraph 10, Marcus Aurelius states, "Each of us lives only in the present moment, a mere fragment of time. The rest is life past or uncertain future." In the contemporary world where we live in very, very fast-paced, busy lives, it's very easy to get swept up in the day-to-day, from task to task, from place to place, from person to person. And this is one of the things that the Stoics often don't get a lot of credit for, is their actual the idea that you must live life in the present. You must be here fully present. You must be grateful for the specific moment that exists right now. We shouldn't be worrying about things in the future or be concerned with things in the past. We can learn from them, yes. We can work towards them, yes. But we need to be present right now. If you are present in what you are doing, in all aspects of your life, from your work to your family, to your friends, to your hobbies, you are going to turn up the best you can. You're going to be the best you can, and you're probably going to make progress far better than any other way. So I think to be a modern Stoic, it means to be present in whatever we do and however we do it. We show up and we just give all of our attention, all of our energy to that task, to that thing, to that person. And I think that that's what it means to be a modern Stoic. And I found that by being present in every aspect of my life has made my life and the relationships in my life a lot better. So, be present. Step 5. Live with urgency. In book 4, chapter 17, Marcus Aurelius states, "No, you do not have 1,000 years to live. Urgency is on you. While you live, while you can, become good." So Marcus Aurelius is identifying the need for urgency in order to become the person you want to become. That if you were to defer it to tomorrow, to next week, it's going to be problematic, and you're not going to end up becoming the type of person that you want to become. This also points out that we should live life, broadly speaking, with urgency. We should wake up infused with energy. We should approach every task with enthusiasm, with urgency. Yes, I want to reach if you want to reach your goals, you have to approach each task with urgency. Live with urgency. Grab life by the scruff of the neck and just attack it. Determined, with a determined will. And I think that if you live, it's not just about your goals and your habits, it's about living in the moment with urgency. When you're with your family, when you're with your friends, treat it urgently. Urgently take up the opportunity to meet your friends, to go for a chat, to catch up. And I think if you do that, you'll find that you just have a better experience in life. And everybody around you is enthused to be around you because you bring great energy, great love, great passion. And then you'll probably find that you will actually achieve your goals much faster than if you had lived a non-urgent life. So the Stoic man lives with urgency and acts with urgency. Step 6, be grateful. Marcus Aurelius in book 7, chapter or paragraph 27 says, "Do not dream of possession of what you do not have. Rather, reflect on the greatest blessings in what you do have, and on their account remind yourself how much they would have been missed if they were not here. But at the same time, you must be careful not to let your pleasure in them habituate you to dependency, to avoid distress if they are sometimes absent." So Marcus Aurelius is saying, don't dream of all the things which you do not have. Instead, you should be grateful for all the small and large blessings that you do have currently in your life. It's okay to dream of having achieved certain goals and dreams and aspirations, or owning certain possessions, but what's most important is gratitude for what you do have. Because if you can't appreciate what you have right now, you're not going to appreciate what you have in the future, especially if it's more valuable or whatever. He also points out here to be careful not to let your pleasure in them habituate you to dependency. So he's saying that although you can own lovely possessions in the present, or you may love someone's affection or have a strong friendship with someone, he's cautioning people to be aware that we don't want to become dependent on anything. We don't want to become dependent on any possession we have or any relationship, because inevitably they can both disappear. But what won't disappear is our relationship with ourselves, our character, our belief in ourselves, and our mindset. So it doesn't matter in Marcus Aurelius' eyes if you abandon all objects and all possessions. The main thing is that you and your character, your mindset are cast strong like iron, that they can't be affected. So he's pointing out to be grateful in the moment, because you may lose all your possessions, you may lose all your family, you may lose all your friends. So be grateful for every small and every large thing you have at the minute, but don't rely on them for your happiness. For happiness, true happiness, lies within, with how you feel about yourself, of your capabilities, of what you've been through, of your attitude and your mindset. So the Stoic man is grateful.